Hi, and welcome to our entry for the Temple of the Gods building contest. Before we take you on our tour through our temple, look at this beautiful vista from our building location. The snowy mountains and volcano in the far distance. It's really epic. While we usually go for smaller down-to-earth builds, this time we wanted to have fun. Well, fun yes, but in order to make it work, it also ended up being a much larger undertaking than we had planned for. The build pays tribute to the glorious days of ancient oversized monuments, with the added bonus of the usual attention to detail inside. While we do a 360 of our Temple Guardian, note that it took us, a team of 2, about 25 hours each to complete the build and to decorate it. The monument's highest point is 50 foundations above the ground. The tail alone is about 24 foundations long. It's made out of thousands of blocks, slabs and stairs of the finest granite. Not to forget a ton of steel going into an untold number of support beams. Those who travel to see this epic marvel of human construction with their own eyes are not disappointed. The structure dwarfs everything there is in the Exiled lands. None of the other religions have temples that can rival its image and omnipresent power. No ordinary mortal is allowed to set foot on this holy place of worship and ritual, so the local guard regularly have to prevent attempts by the unworthy to enter the temple. The only access to the temple is through elevators that are guarded 24/7. Now it's time to visit the restricted areas of the monument. We initially started to build with white blocks, but quickly decided to swap to black. The decision to go for gold for the head came halfway through our build. Our first stop is the area where our elevators come up, the space between the head and the body of the Guardian. As you will see with the overall build, we wanted to fill our spaces with life, while maintaining a, let's say, royal and elegant feel. We also wanted to make it look somewhat in use and functional, without adding too much clutter. We found these statues very nice and used a few throughout our build. Here we can see some priests discussing the latest news in the nice afternoon sun. Well-placed shelves, benches and pottery are always important. This mold place for ceremonial offerings was created from a rather empty altar that we decorated with statues and other items. We do like barebone and basic items. Yes, more finished pieces can look awesome as well, but that would be too easy, and we rather customize something ourselves. Oh, let's introduce you to Duncan. Duncan has reached level 9, and he's a highly decorated temple resident. It is rumored that Duncan lives here with more than 120 other close and distant members of his family. When the sun reflects on the golden walls, it really looks awesome. Now, let's check out the room of rituals which lies within the Guardian's head. Any room can be a challenge to decorate. After all, initially they might look more or less like a square box. It is important to find ways to counter that from the get-go and to soften transitions between the elements. Our ritual room features a raised center ceiling, roof elements, altars and 2 statues that greatly enhance its appearance. We won't go into the details of the rituals done here, but it's all good fun and highly passionate, we have been told. As always, light sources and other decorations complete the overall look and feel. This room also features a passage to the Flames of Tivali. They are constantly maintained by 4 level 2 priests. Now on to the top of the Guardian's head. This is another place of worship and where all the lower level priests perform their daily rituals. The temple is also host to a group of panthers who assist the guards to detect and deter the use of illegal substances. Some of Duncan's younger sisters can often be found here, as they enjoy watching the light show. It is time to enter the High Temple itself. This is our biggest room, and it took great effort to get right and to achieve an imposing and lush interior. This temple priestess makes sure newcomers know the rules, and she also manages access to prayer mats. We have a lot of high walls in our build that can easily look too naked. Finding the right elements for them was really tricky. The dark granite look, combined with dazzling golden accents, looks impressive. This temple foyer is used for prayers, conversations, and relaxation. Those who wish to ascend to Derketo's pleasure palace also need to register. We felt that moderate yet thoughtful and elegant decoration was a good fit for this area. The temple contains countless rooms not featured today, many of which are so secret that they are restricted to Derketo's chosen only. Guards monitor access to the lower levels, as well as the staircase which leads to the elevator, ascending to Derketo's pleasure palace. Looking up, the vertical rise is dramatic and breathtaking. It required a lot of work and has been tweaked multiple times. Separate Lemuring building elements come together here, from the lava pools and staircase going down on both sides, to the pillars going up on each side to break up the room. The horizontal double golden borders are actually the back panel of multiple altars placed into the wall. We also rounded off several of the walls going up, added a balcony element where the wall slowly reaches the outer back of the cat monument, and softened the transitions further with several half foundation steps. Overall, the whole area was very challenging to build and finalize. As you might have noticed, we have also used a couple of fern plants in most areas, though very selectively. Simple wall elements help to enhance the look and feel of the room. This leads on to a restricted area. Our foyer floor was initially all gold, though we redesigned that for more depth. Some further wall elements. They might not look like much, but knowing how the room looked without, we know they, as well as other elements, are key to make the room come alive. Let's look at the final step before we take the elevator up. This area is restricted and gets blocked off by the elevator once it's down. The disciples are often going into full trance as they await to ascend. This is Pia. She's making her final preparations for the day. After all, it's Pia's last meal for the day and she feels it's important to treasure the spiritual moment before she digs in. The Great Hall of Enlightenment lies beyond this door, but that's a no-go for us. That said, the wall of stormglass frames really hides it well. It's time to visit Derketo's Pleasure Palace. This is the balcony you saw from below and which we briefly mentioned earlier. The upper landing of this most holy place is guarded, of course. The view up here is beyond breathtaking. Then again, we are 50 floors up. High priestesses lead on groups of disciples a few times a day. Our focal point is Derketo's Pleasure Palace, and like below, we are using a moderate number of elements to create a highly immersive area, like adding some plants, seating, pottery and other smaller placeables to help make the area feel both functional and in use. We hope you have enjoyed our contribution to the contest and that it has inspired you in some ways, as there are many takeaways here that can be used in any build. If you liked the video, we'd appreciate a thumbs up, and if you love to see more Conan Exiles showcases and guides, don't hesitate to follow our channel as there will be more. Here are a few extra bonus shots to round things off.